Well, hello, all you wonderful people. I've been asked to do a video about probiotic drinks, and I'll do that today. Probiotic drinks are really good when we want to cleanse and heal our gut, and this is because often when we're sick, it's really our gut that's not healthy, and it's the wrong bacteria that live in us because of all sorts of things, stress and chemicals, medicine. So one of the big things that we need to do is feed our gut with probiotics that make us healthy again. And it can take a long time, and but the sooner we start, the better. And I wanted to also tell you that having drinks as probiotic drinks are really good, because often we're so ruined in our gut that we can't eat so much, and liquids are very easy to take nutrients from, and so these things are really healing foods. And today we're going to make coconut kefir and water kefir. And I'll start off saying I like the milk kefir the best. It's really an amazingly medicinal food, and the beautiful thing about it, main thing I think, is that when you have an animal you can milk, you're actually taking food straight from the land. And I think the more we do that, eat straight off the soil where we live, the healthier for us, and the less we strain the earth, because these things that we're using today, it comes from a tropical country, and it's been in a ship or aeroplane or something, and you need a car, or you can go on a bicycle to go and buy it, but there's a lot of waste, and it's grown in a different climate. So, but anyway, it is good to have, and I use this milk kefir when I don't have any cow's milk. I drink this because there's a lot of very healthy fats in it. And the coconut is especially good if you have candida. It kills candida and is also a very healing food. So here you can see some I made yesterday that has been fermenting since yesterday, and you can see all the beautiful fats at the top. And the water kefir I made a while ago. I think this is ready. It takes a while to get water kefir ready. This only takes a day or two. This takes more than a week, for me at least. But I'll explain that to you. These away, and I'll show you. I'll start off with this. I have just taken 4 cups. What is it? No, 3 cups. 3 cups of coconut, shredded coconut, just ordinary. It's not organic. It's just ordinary cheap coconut. And I think this is a good way to make coconut milk instead of using some from a can, which is, I don't think, ever really good for you. And I poured some very hot water onto it. It's just been boiling. And I, of course, pour it slowly so you don't break this. And it will stand there till we're ready to make that. So we'll go back to the water kefir, and I'll show you the water kefir grains. I've had them standing here in some sugary water, and they can keep there for a long time in the fridge. And here you see my kefir grains. They are very soft and quite soggy, really. Sometimes they get very crystal-like. This is just a pip from a lemon. So put them back again. And this is very, very easy to make. For 6 cups of water, 6 cups, we're going to make a double portion. So for 6 cups, that's about 1.5 liters of water. So I'm going to have 3 liters of water. One. I take a little bit, put a bit of warm water in there too, because then the process starts quickly. Some people, they start off with very hot water to dissolve the sugar we're going to put in now, but I just do it this way. When you're making kefir, you need to remember to never use other than glass, plastic or wood, because the grains don't like anything that is metals are not really good for. This is stainless steel. That's not so bad, but it doesn't like to stand where there is in some metal for a long time. And we use about for 6 cups of water, it says about 1/4 of a cup of kefir grains, maybe a bit more. So I'm going to take 2/4, so that's 1/2 a cup of kefir grains, because I'm making the double portion. And the sugar, this is organic sugar, and it's natural brown sugar, sort of brownish sugar, you can see. And the amount of sugar is, let's see, you don't have to be very particular, but approximately 1/3 to 1/2 cup of sugar per 6 cups. So it's approximately a whole cup. I use a bit extra sugar today. A bit of sugar in there. Throw that in. We've got the kefir grains, and we have, this is the old sugar it's been standing with, and I just put that in there. It doesn't matter. It's sort of, it's starting to it's sort of half fermented. See, here we have some used lemons and some, well, they're sort of half used. They're all organic, and this is a whole lemon. It hasn't been used yet. And I do this with a lot of my used lemons. They're organic. I just put them in the kefir, whether it's finished kefir that's standing in the fridge, or I don't use a fridge at the moment, I use a cellar, but doesn't matter. And the lemons just stand there and you can eat them. They're really good for you. The lemon peel is very, very good for you. So there they go. Want a good spoon here. Stir it round. Be a bit careful, but they're very tough. Kefir grains are very tough, and not always, but sometimes I put some baking soda. You can also use some eggshells. That's some clean eggshells. It's a more natural way, but there are some salts, some minerals in the eggshell or the baking soda that are good for the kefir. And they like some fruit. So I have some organic apricots here. I don't use a lot of fruit because it's expensive, but I'll put these in because the fruit sugar is supposed to be really good. So now this is done. Stir again. Put the lid on. And this is going to stand for 2 days. And after the 2 days, you take the lemon peels, the lemon pieces and the fruit pieces out onto a plate. They'll just be floating there. And you pour all the liquid through a plastic strainer. So you gather all the kefir grains. Then you put the kefir grains back into a jar with sugary water. Put it in the fridge for next time, unless you want to make a new batch. And then you stand this without the kefir grains. Put the lemons back, you can put the fruit back. Let it stand. I let mine stand for at least a week, because when you have candida, you don't want any sugar. So it must not be sweet. For people who don't have candida and they can take it sweet, they only leave it for a day, one more day. But you can probably feel it, how it feels really good, and I need mine sour, so I leave mine for quite a while, and when I can taste it tastes good, tastes healthy for me, I put it into the fridge and it will keep there for a very, very long time. It will just go more and more sour, that's all. So, and one thing to remember is tomorrow or tonight, just stir it again, because the sugar will take a while for it to dissolve. If you can't be bothered to do that, you could have used the hot water with the sugar and dissolve the sugar, and when the water's cooled down, you mix it all together like I've just done, because of course the kefir grains mustn't have heat. So I'll put this aside. I'm going to put that up on my little shelf here. And now we're going to make a bit of noise. That was the water kefir. Now we're going to the coconut. And we want our blender. And that's too much. See, I put the 3 cups, a bit more than 3 cups of coconut in there, and I put the hot water in there. Now there's too much for the blender to handle this. Yeah. So I'm going to take a bowl, and I take some of it out because it's just pretty tough, all the fibre. I'll take about this much out, maybe a bit more. And here we go. See, I can already hear now that it's not got enough water, so I need more water in there. And I don't have to measure the water, just put some more in there. So here we go. Noisy. This is an old cloth I've used many times. It's got a hole in it, so it's getting a bit too old. Anyway, but we'll still use it. And in goes the mixture. And we'll put the next one on. So I'll put some more in. I could have put a bit more into that, but I didn't. I forgot. So I'll get this going. You can hear when there's not enough water in it, it doesn't run very well. I'm going to give it a bit more water. There we go. I rinse this a bit just to get it all in there. And as I showed you before, you sort of fold the rag in. So you just sort of hold it all in like this and make it like a sausage. This is, I think, a really great way to do it. This is just a cheesecloth. I think it's it's not the finest cheesecloth. And I don't actually boil it. I just rinse it and dry it. You can boil it every time, but the kefir is so powerful. So if there's any bacteria in here, they're going to die really, really quickly. So this, you can bake with this if you like. I made a bread the other day. I don't know. It's really just fiber. So you've taken all the beautiful nutrients out of the coconut. So it's not a great waste to throw it out. See, I should have about 2 liters. It might be a little bit more today. So I used a bit more water. Take the last bit so we don't waste too much. Here we go. Now, just have a feel. This is still a bit too warm because the kefir grains, they don't like that. They won't have the heat. But I'll put this milk in from that the kefir grains have been standing in. They've been sitting here since yesterday. I'll just throw that in. Doesn't matter. Milk kefir grains can grow in coconut milk and in all sorts of milk, but they prefer cow's milk. So if you're making this for a long time, you have to make sure once in a while to make a batch of cow's milk kefir, because they need it to get well. See these beautiful little organisms that look like cauliflower? They are so healing. They are so powerful. Such a help for mankind. And they were discovered in the Caucasian mountains. And not just till recently. Well, people have been drinking this for thousands of years. But the people who had found it, they didn't want to share the secret, because they saw that it became so strong, and so they wanted to keep it to themselves. And not till recently, less than 100 years ago, the message came out, and these became known all over the world. And what is special about milk kefir, or this type of kefir, or also the water kefir? I think this is better than water kefir, especially if you make it in raw milk, because you're getting all the nutrients from the raw milk. This kefir, compared to yogurt, I think it has 56 strains of different bacteria. So it's many hundreds times more bacteria that you're feeding your gut when you eat this compared to yogurt. So the taste is quite yeasty. You have to get used to it, but it's really worth it. Not that yogurt isn't good for you. I think yogurt is really good, especially if it's raw milk yogurt. But kefir is just so powerful, and there's a wonderful website you can go to called Dom's. I just write Dom's Kefir, and there's this Australian guy who's written so much about kefir. You can just read anything, and he makes beautiful cheeses too. While this is cooling down, I can just show you I've made some cheese, not from the kefir. This is feta cheese, and it's in olive oil. And I made this, I think, half a year ago. And it's still really nice. This has nothing to do with kefir, because this is just raw milk feta cheese. but it's the raw milk. And what I use as a probiotic for this is actually it's just a soured milk. I don't remember what it's called. It's a type of yogurt. It's a mesophilic yogurt that you use that I think gives it the nicest taste. And maybe one day I'll make a video to show you how to make this. It's compared to other cheeses, it's a very easy cheese to make. And I'll just cut it so you can see what it looks like. It's in olive oil with herbs, and I find that really delicious. And also, of course, it preserves it more. Beautiful basil leaves, some bay leaf, some rosemary, some pepper, and it'll just sit here, I think, for years. You can keep it. See, that's what it looks like. That's a pepper. And you're getting the best thing, because it's raw milk. And the fact that it will keep so well. Because that's one of the things when you make cheese, it's so hard to make them keep. They go off after a while. So that's a really good way. Now, we go back to the kefir. And I can tell you a very, very easy way to make milk kefir. And to also, I'll go back a bit so I'm on the camera. Just wash my hands. I found out, and I didn't tell you on my milk kefir video, that a really easy way to make milk kefir with any milk is to just take some kefir without the grains and just put it into the milk, and it will go very fast. The next day it will be very nice and thick. And I could do that with this if I had some kefir, some cow's milk kefir, or even this. This has been fermented since yesterday. I could just take some of this, throw it in like this. See if it's good. Still a bit warm. And it will ferment beautifully. We'll give it a try. Hope they survive. I've got some extra kefir grain. That's really good if you've got some extra, because they grow. Put them in the freezer in a little bag, so you always have some extra. Now I'll just put lots of kefir grains into this. I could have probably just put a little bit. I'll just put a lot in. Put it all in. Give them something to eat. And I'll let it sit here till tomorrow. And so tomorrow I'll take the strainer, like I did do with the water kefir, into a big pot, and I'll stir it first because it'll be thick in the top, and I just throw it in and sift all the kefir grains out. I could let it sit for 2 days, but when it's so warm inside, it's not necessary. If it is a little bit cool where your coconut milk is standing, it might get quite firm, and so you'll see in the kefir grains there will be little lumps of coconut fat, but it doesn't really matter. If you put into some lukewarm water, you can wash the coconut fat out. So here we go. We've started off our coconut kefir. I'm going to put this aside. So it's, as I said, till tomorrow, and then strain it. You put your kefir grains into some milk, into the fridge for next time, unless you want to make a new batch. So, I think I got it all. I said it all, and I wish you good luck with your probiotic drinks. See you next time.